It's Kenny in the 29. Ooh. 44 was Cole Witt.
Yeah, certainly an error there. Trevor Bayne's giving him plenty of room, but they do have this lap car. You get in there, that's a little wider than you'd normally enter there, and he was trying to keep that momentum, and just a little too much for the tires to hold that grip. No contact anywhere. You see Trevor Bayne, you can feel that as a driver, that car. You don't even have to see it out of the corner of your eye. You can just feel that car and what's happening in Trevor. So what triggers all of this? Like Alex Bowman gets loose in that bump that's down in 1 and 2, gets up into Brian Vickers. Estrada nowhere to go. He's trying just to turn it down out of the way, but here comes trouble. Wow.
I tell you, that just blindsided Max Pappas. He was well down on the apron trying to avoid this accident.
And our Scott's on board from Travis Pastrana's car.
You see right there where Alex Bowman.
Crash in front of you. Go low. Slow down. Hold it.
End up the day in your hometown.
Got a little help, looks like, maybe from Drew Herring.
Close. Drew Herring does a nice job of missing him. I'm not sure if there was contact there, if he was just up in that gray area where there's not a lot of grip. We'll see right here, I believe, if there's any contact. Well, maybe just slight contact there, but
if he did, I think that 43 was halfway.
Yeah, he was going to be a little bit sideways there.
Yeah.
Short track racing.
Brought in the second team, and here's the reason we're under caution. Drew Herring, yeah, our pole sitter, spun it, did not hit anything, but it brought out our first caution. This was the says a tire went down on him. Oh, left rear.
Yeah, left rear tire went down.
Damn. Not Travis's fault on this one. And he does get 2 corners.
You know what? You're along for the ride when you lose a left rear tire on corner entry.
That's a tough break for Travis. Not the kind of night he wanted to have, that's for sure. Especially after coming off that good run last week at Indianapolis where he came home 10th.
Well, you're going to get to ride with him here.
Let's listen.
All systems normal. Until now.
But you could actually hear the pop of the tire. You could see the car going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened to Mike Bliss. But you can see that car take off to the right. I mean, just straight to the wall.
No help from anybody else, it looks like, which is a good thing, but wow, that was a big hit.
It had the making of a tire going down, but you would have to think in that situation that he would have...
Ricky. See him low line there coming off the corner.
Yeah, you can see the right rear is actually coming apart.
And James Buescher a little out of shape too coming off the corner.
Yeah, he did a great job considering he was on 3 tires. He blows the right front out as he locks up, but
happened.
Wow.
He was racing with Ryan Reed and Brendan Gaughan, and that was a hard right turn into the fence. There may have been some contact there.
Yeah, and we got to go back because it looked as though it was 3 wide coming up off the corner. And I don't know if he got hooked. I don't know if he...
See if we can take a look what happened. Oh, wow. He gets turned into the outside wall with contact. Absolutely not of his making at all. What the heck was that all about?
Still there with Conley. Outside castle.
You don't think Gailey did that on purpose, do you?
But he was out of shape, almost as if he was recovering from someone getting into him, talking about Yaley.
Well, that certainly looked...
Try to stay only 1 lap down. They did lose a lap after this happened in turn 2.
Yeah, that tire went down and around. He went pretty quick. He had a great run going. He was up in the top 15 prior to the competition caution. He's got a lot of good experience here. He finished
8 laps down, but is back out and running. You're on board with him here.
The white 8 is slow ahead on the bottom.
It looked about like a replay of what the 28 did to the 42 earlier. Let's take a look at what happened to John West. You see him, he was running up high, top of the racetrack. Looked like he got his right sides out of the black a little bit into that gray area. Some marbles up there, and around he went.
On pit road, that's a top. You're covered to the white right there.
Bam! Pit road is closed. Yeah, that's a top 5 car that came to pit road. So
you can see these cars get stacked up. This is a tough pit road to get on because you can see Regan Smith locking up the brakes there. Eric Jones tries to miss that. He locks up his brakes, but it spins him out. Not much contact there, so that's not going to be the issue. It's all the spots that he left. He actually got hit from behind there, as you can see, from Bubba Wallace.
DJ, that's twice that Blaney has really hit those brakes hard just before coming on pit road like that. He was talking about that tack issue.
No question about it, Ralph. One of them being Chris Buescher. The handling of his race car completely gone. This is just what the doctor ordered. A chance.
Just looked like he got, I thought there was some contact as he entered the corner, but it looked more like that he just got loose getting down in the corner there.
Looked like Bubba Wallace was right there. I don't know if there was any contact or not. Yeah, just a little.
Certainly contact. Yeah.
I think Conley just slid right across the nose.
They were battling. You can see as they come off turn 4. You think that you've made enough of a run there, but the 9 car on the outside, you've always got to be mindful of that car. It's carrying more speed as it gets back to the throttle, and he missed his opportunity if he was going to make the slide job. He had him cleared at one point in time, but then the 9 had the momentum, and he would already covered that spot.
They were battling for 8th at the time.
Yeah, that's where he should have moved up when he had him cleared right at that point, but he gave the 9 the opportunity to be there, and it's not like him just to back out and let him come up.
Watch it from the onboard real time.
Yeah, things happen quickly.
You could hear Chase even getting out of the throttle too. He knew he was coming up on him.
Yeah, once they were side by side, and
Elliott Sadler got into him.
Yeah, you know, you get in that position, your car will push a little bit up off that corner as you're trying to. Elliott looked like he was.
You see Wallace get right into the 60. Yeah, they've had issues before too, haven't they?
Yeah, that was in Dover, if you'll remember back to that race. So it was kind of reversed with that Chris Buescher was down on the inside. I'm sure that Darrell Wallace thought right there that he knew that he had a run to get to the bottom. Chris Buescher very fortunate to hang on to that race car. Didn't work out so well for Bubba Wallace here, though. Had another good, solid run going, even with that damage that he sustained earlier on.
And Buescher sitting there knowing that his #1 combatant in the title start.
He drove it down in, he tries to power up. He's pushing up into the 22, so he's having to turn the wheel a little bit more, stay in the gas, and the car back in just breaks loose. That kind of bottles things up here behind him then.
Man, Ryan Blaney just will not be denied tonight. Look at how he had the wheel turned on the 22, DJ. Foot to the floor and just driving through.
Yeah, he's just making them try to pass him there. And give Brendan Gaughan a lot of credit for trying and not wrecking him, not crashing. He did everything that he could there to try to make the win, but he didn't crash him. Unfortunately, Brendan Poole back there looked like maybe got tapped some in all of this happening. Looks like maybe Daniel Suarez and he had a little contact, but this is just everybody racing as hard as they possibly can.
And then Poole went up into Buescher, and that's where that tire went down.
Front tire exiting turn 4. You can see there the red car. Normal exit to the turn, and look, late, just abruptly into the outside wall. And he's having a good run. He was on the lead lap in the 21st position, just behind his teammate Ross Chastain, who's charged from the back like Brendan Gaughan and some of the other guys we've talked about. Damage though, so that's good. Oh, he's going to try to cut low because Bubba Wallace was struggling up high, and Brendan Gaughan was right there. Turned the 11 car around.
How lucky is he there was no damage? A lot of cars in and around Cook when he went sideways. And they cut the grass short, which means it didn't grab that splitter when he went sliding through the infield.
Yeah, that's very fortunate.
Yeah, I'm still not a big fan of grass, but if you have to have it.
Watch this. Yaley tries to just go into a place that wasn't there.
Yeah, there was not a thing Drew Herring in that 24 could do there.
And he decides he better just finish him off after that. Somebody cut you off. You need to get
he
him.
could have done something there.
At that point, he got an option, and he opted to let him know that he didn't appreciate being cut off.
Yaley was 12th. Herring now occupies that position. First car 1 lap down. Jeremy Clements, he's 16th. Gets the free pass back on the lead lap. 5th caution of the day. 50.
Well, this is his teammate, Dakota Armstrong, in the 28, and just drives right up into the left rear of Drew Herring and spins him out. So this ought to be an interesting competition meeting early part of the week.
Makes you wonder if anything happened prior to that, because it looked pretty obvious that he just got spun around.
Brendan Gaughan was the first car 1 lap down. He'll get the free pass, put him back on the lead lap. 16 cars on the lead lap for last 30 laps or so, and here we are. Darrell Wallace Jr., Brennan Poole.
Side force helps with the downforce, gives the driver a better feel of his car. Yeah, you can see, just gets loose, gets the right rear in the corner. He had a car up tight on his rear bumper.
And here he is trying to save it.
Yeah, he does keep it out of the inside wall, which is good. Yep. Didn't make any more damage. Did.
Oh, he just got loose, DJ.
Yeah. Got very loose. Oh, Brendan Gaughan.
Good job, good job, bud.
I don't know if that radio was synced up right there, but that's a little late if it was. Brendan did a nice job. He really didn't have much choice. He went in there, committed to the top side, but did a nice job of staying committed and just sliding by.
Whoa. Yeah, good thing he likes the high side because it saved him that time. Here's a late look. Here goes Brendan. Come on, come on, come on. Got it. Just grazed the wall.
Yeah, good job by Ross, too, to keep it out of the wall. I don't think there's any doubt the way that car went around that the left rear tire went down as he started to enter the corner. And at that point, as a driver, you're